So welcome to the St. Joseph Solar Farm unveiling event. Now, unfortunately, we had all been hoping that we might get a little sun today. Unfortunately, we did not get sun, but in the utility world, we all have to be prepared 24/7 for any kind of weather. So thankfully, we prepared for any rain today. And we are very excited to be here today, not only because of this important project showcasing this local green technology for our customers, and also that all of you could take time out of your busy schedules to be here today. But I don't know about all of you, but I know for me, I'm very excited just to be out of the house and in real clothes again. So thank you all for being here. Before we get started, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our special guests and dignitaries in attendance today. First, Indiana Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch. And we also have our local elected officials for this area, the President of the Board of Commissioners for St. Joseph County, Andrew Castiglione, and South Bend Mayor James Mueller. And a big thank you to those from our federal and state delegations in the audience. On the state side, we have Representative Ed Soliday, Dale Devon, Doug Miller, Maureen Bauer, Jim Pressel, Tim Wesco, Ryan Dvorak, and our state senators Blake Dorio, David Niezgodsky, Linda Rogers, Mike Boacek, and Ryan Mishler. Thank you all for being here. And on the federal side, we have representing Congresswoman Jackie Walorski's office, Zachary Potts, District Director, and from U.S. Senator Mike Braun's office, Jackie Dermody, and from U.S. Senator Todd Young's office, Courtney Papa. Thank you to all of our esteemed guests. We are so thrilled you could be here with us today. All right, and before we start the program, I get to do my Vanna White moment. I think as a kid, I always wanted to be Vanna White, so now I get to do this today. But I want to direct your attention to several easels around the room here. And all of these easels show the evolution of this solar farm. So I encourage you, when you get a chance after the program, to take a look. It shows you from the beginning to today of the solar farm, as well as different statistics about the project and about the benefits of solar energy. All right. And then for those of you that drive in the area of South Bend Avenue and Edison Road near the Notre Dame campus, you might see a new addition to the sightlines in the area. There's a billboard that Indiana Michigan Power created to introduce the solar farm to people driving in the area. So take a look. Focus on the road, but if you can see the billboard, take a look, and that'll be up there for a little while. Now, before we get into our speakers, it's customary at I&M to do a safety message before any event or any meeting. So we have our health and safety coordinator for Indiana Michigan Power, Josh Scheibelhut, and Josh will be here to give us a safety message. Josh?
Good morning, and thank you, Katie. I want to welcome all of you, and I want to thank you all for arriving here safely today. And I would also like to thank all of you for helping us comply with the St. Joe County Health Department's mandate with the masks, which runs out at the end of this month. So as far as our housekeeping is concerned, we have a couple of restrooms, portable restrooms off to my left here. You all entered through the check-in, but we also have another exit to the tent off to my right. Excuse me. And it's very important if you have to get up and move around. Some of you have been here for a little while and noticed we have some uneven ground here and some loose rocks. There's more loose rocks up closer to the stage. It's a little firmer towards the back, but just be very, very cautious where you walk and where you step. I would suggest you take your time to get where you need to get to from one spot to the next. We also have some cords that are down here near the front of the stage, another set of cords in the back. And then I noticed as it's been raining, we've had a little puddle start to form at the entrance over there. So just be mindful of where you walk. When you go to leave today, same thing. Be mindful of where you walk through the parking lot so we don't have anybody slip and fall. So far, the weather's been, it's working out so far. We're not expecting any severe weather. However, we are expecting at approximately 11:30 today that we may hear the St. Joe County tornado sirens get tested today. So there's a possibility we'll hear that, no reason to panic. Aside from that, folks, the staff here all kind of have some unique roles and tasks. So if you need anything from any of our staff today, just ask them. We do have folks that are on hand. In the event that there's an emergency, those folks have their role and they know what they're supposed to do, so we have those things covered. And with that being said, I would like to thank all the staff here because at AEP, safety comes first. It's our #1 priority with everything we do. And the staff here has taken the time to plan safety into this event, not only yesterday, but today. They made my job very easy, so I want to thank the staff for their consideration and their dedication to safety. So with that being said, let's have a very safe celebration today, and I hope all of you have a fantastic day. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Josh. Next, we have 2 local proclamation presentations, one from Andrew Kostielny, President of the Board of Commissioners for St. Joseph County, and James Mueller, the Mayor of South Bend, declaring today Solar Energy Day in both South Bend and St. Joseph County. So first, I'd like to invite Andy to come up here for his proclamation.
Good morning. On behalf of all of us in St. Joseph County, welcome to what's just a fantastic event. Even though the weather wouldn't necessarily indicate it, this is truly a great day in St. Joe County. And it's a great day because we get to celebrate the ignition and the start of St. Joseph Solar Farm. And it's a great example of the continued partnership and dedication of our friends at Indiana Michigan Power and the University of Notre Dame, and their dedication to finding renewable, alternate, and energy sources for our region and for our county. It's just a great partnership. I also want to thank Bill Shalio, our Executive Director of Economic Development at the county, and his team for the great work that they do, not just today with this project, but every day. I think it also is great that St. Joseph County is a Soul Smart designation, a gold certified city and county, from the U.S. Department of Energy, and it shows also the county's commitment to renewable energy sources. And we want to make St. Joe County and the city of South Bend a place where folks come and to want to build projects that will continue our renewable energy resources here in the county. So it's my pleasure to read a proclamation. I will kind of hit the highlights. Whereas Indiana Michigan Power is undergoing an ambitious effort to diversify its energy mix and increase its use of renewable energy, and whereas University of Notre Dame, consistent with its Catholic mission and values, recognizes its responsibility to conserve the natural environment in a way that promotes economic and social justice and seeks to emphasize the connection between environmental stewardship and the common good. Therefore, we, the Board of Commissioners of St. Joseph County, hereby proclaim and recognize Thursday, May 6th, to be Solar Energy Day in St. Joseph County. We encourage and ask all residents to join us in celebrating Indiana Michigan Power and the University of Notre Dame's joint effort to develop St. Joseph Solar Farm. Signed by myself, Commissioners Deborah Fleming and Derek Dieter. So congratulations.
And now Mayor Mueller.
Good morning. It's a good day to be out here, even though we're just outside the city limits officially, but always exciting that our energy mix comes from a regional approach, and so folks in South Bend will be enjoying some of the energy produced here and across the region. And on a day like today, when it's raining, we may not think solar energy is, the best source in places like Indiana, but similar to rainy Seattle actually has the same solar potential as Germany, which relies upon solar energy to produce a large portion of their energy. So we're excited as Indiana to be moving solar forward, and do think that's going to be an important part of our future energy mix. And the prices of solar just keep coming down, and they can compete even with traditional sources of energy. So want to thank Indiana Michigan Power and the University of Notre Dame, especially for their commitment to getting to a cleaner energy mix. And we're working on a hydro project with the university and I&M downtown. And there have been a lot of complications with that we've had to work through, but we're getting close to cutting the ribbon on that soon. But I hope the difference is solar hopefully was a lot easier to get done than the hydro project that we're working on downtown. So not only for the ease, but also for the cost and other reasons, we see solar to be an important part of our mix. Commissioner Castelli and I were doing our homework together, so our whereas clauses are actually the same, so I'll skip those. I won't say who was copying off of whom, but we'll skip to the important part here. Therefore, I, James Mueller, Mayor of the City of South Bend, Indiana, hereby proclaim and recognize Thursday, May 6th, to be Solar Energy Day in South Bend, Indiana. I encourage and ask all residents to join me in celebrating Indiana Michigan Power and the University of Notre Dame's joint effort to develop the St. Joseph Solar Farm. Signed and sealed this 6th day of May, 2021. James Mueller, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, and now I am honored to introduce somebody that you all know, Father John Jenkins, President of the University of Notre Dame. Notre Dame is the first customer to partner with us in the creation of a large-scale solar farm, and we are extremely appreciative of their partnership. So now, Father Jenkins.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that introduction, and it's great to be here with all of you on this great day and with my partners here. Few challenges in our world, in our nation, in our community are as vast and complex as the challenge of climate change and changing the patterns of energy emission to address that problem. And it is great to see us here today working toward that. Next September, I will be at the Vatican for a conference on this issue of a just transition to a sustainable future. It's convened by the Vatican, not just for Catholics, but for energy industry leaders, for government leaders, for civic leaders, for business leaders, to think about how to do this, because it involves such enormous social, economic, and governmental change throughout the world. We'll continue that conversation at Notre Dame, and we look forward to that. But of course, the dialogue is meaningless if you don't take steps to address the problem in your own backyard. And really, I feel like that's where we are today. You know, I'm at a university, and we get tremendous pressure from our students on this issue, because they will have to live in the world that we shape by our behavior with regard to energy emissions and with regard to climate change. So since 2010, we've been trying to reduce carbon emissions. We announced goals that we have surpassed, and we plan to recalibrate those goals that can be more ambitious. Pope Francis, as you probably know, in 2015 issued an encyclical called Laudato Si on this issue, calling for swift and unified global response to climate change. In response, Notre Dame committed to ceasing coal consumption in our power plant by 2020, but we reached that goal early. And I had the great honor to back the last dump truck of coal It's for our final burning of coal. And Paul Kempf is here. He can, our safety person is probably nervous that I drove that truck, but he can attest that I didn't run into anything. But it was a great day. It was a great day for making a transition. And what we've done is we've transferred to conservation, very important, to natural gas in our power plant, to geothermal installations on campus, and as Mayor Mueller mentioned, to a hydroelectric plant on the St. Joe River. But of course, solar power is such an important part of the solution, and that's what we're here to celebrate today. We currently have some solar panels on campus, but this site takes us to a new level. And it is important, significant for us that it is here. This used to be a farm by St. Joe Brothers that produced the food for the campus, and now it's producing energy for the campus. So that's why we call it St. Joe Farm, very appropriate. But what gives me as much satisfaction as anything here is that this is a regional effort. The people, as you see here on the stage, we have representatives from industry and government from the region, because we will only succeed in this if we're united and if we work together to affect the kind of change we need economically, socially, in terms of power generation, to make a change. And this day is an important step on making that change. Pope Francis asked the world to unite in combating climate change, and we are taking a step here today in bringing this community together. And this is an achievement for I&M, for Notre Dame, for our leaders in the region, and for the whole region. So on behalf of the whole university, my deepest thanks and rejoicing at this day. Thank you very much.
And now, United States Senator Todd Young could not be here today, but he sent a letter that I will read to all of you. It says, "Dear friends, thank you for the invitation to attend today's unveiling of the St. Joseph Solar Farm. Unfortunately, I am unable to attend in person, but I want to send my best wishes to all those who made this event possible, especially the University of Notre Dame and Indiana-Michigan Power I&M. Like many parts of the country, Hoosiers have been doing their part to implement innovative, clean energy infrastructure. As one of the most manufacturing-intensive economies in the nation, Indiana needs resilient, reliable, and affordable energy solutions to ensure we are well-positioned to outperform peer states. While renewable sources only contribute to less than 10% of the state's overall energy portfolio, the door is always open for energy diversity, and the St. Joseph Solar Farm exemplifies our state's progress toward a strong, all-of-the-above approach. For business wishing to enter this market, they should look no further than the outstanding partnership between Notre Dame and I&M. This solar farm project proves that innovative market collaborations, not extreme government mandates, will always be the most effective tool to achieve our state's and our nation's energy, economic, and environmental ambitions. Again, I would like to thank the dedicated employees of I&M for their commitment to provide reliable, sustainable energy for thousands of Hoosiers, and I would like to recognize the University of Notre Dame for their continued voluntary pledge to utilize local renewable sources. Congratulations once again, and I wish you all great success moving forward. Senator Todd Young. And now, I would like to introduce Lisa Barton, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer for our parent company, American Electric Power. You know them as AEP, most likely. And she will be talking about AEP's clean energy future and commitment to be net zero emissions by 2050.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you all for braving the chill in the air today and joining us here for this incredibly special day. I'd also like to thank again all of our special guests. We know that you have incredibly busy schedules, and for you to take time out of your schedule to come here today really means a lot to us. It is an honor to be with you here today on behalf of American Electric Power. I'm excited and anxious to see us actually turn the switch here and to have an energy source that's powered by the sun. Despite the fact that it's a little cloudy out there today, it is trying to peek its way out, so we're appreciative of that as well. I've had the privilege to serve this industry for the past 33 years, its customers and its communities. And I tell you, there has never been a more exciting time to be in the electric utility business. We're on the onset of a major transformation, one that continues to build on the 100+ years of service that Indiana, Michigan, and AEP have given to our customers and communities. Harnessing the power of the sun as we are today is a part of that transition, a very meaningful part of that transition. Our partnership with Notre Dame is a clear demonstration of what's possible when people work together towards a common goal. Completion of this project is also a tremendous milestone for not only the school, the community, but the company as well. AEP recently announced its commitment to achieve net zero by 2050. Making this ambitious goal happen starts today, and it starts with projects like this in order to get there. The St. Joseph Solar Farm is part of that broader commitment, ensuring our ability to achieve a cleaner and brighter energy future for our customers and communities. We recently announced plans to add 16,600 megawatts worth of renewable energy to our generation portfolio that's located in 11 states across this country. Our customers and community expectations are changing, and they're changing rapidly. These clean energy investments reflect what our customers are looking for. It's our job, it's our responsibility to make sure that our customers' changing expectations are being met by us with solutions. So I want to thank you again for your support of this important project. Efforts like this require community engagement, partnership, and commitment. This is an exciting addition to both the community and I&M's generation portfolio. We as a company are committed to providing clean, affordable, safe, and reliable energy to our customers and communities. As the needs of our customers and communities change, it's our job and our responsibility to adapt to those changes. So thank you again for being here today, and such an important day it is. Thank you again.
Charlotte's getting her exercise coming going up and down those stairs. Thank you so much, Lisa. Now it's our extreme pleasure to welcome Indiana Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch. Lieutenant Governor Crouch is an Evansville native. She has long dedicated her time as a public servant to the people of Indiana and the community where she grew up. Lieutenant Governor Crouch previously served as Indiana's state auditor, and prior to that as a state representative, in addition to serving in various Vanderburgh County locally elected positions. Throughout her years of public service, Suzanne has been focused and committed to programs and services for people with disabilities, helping Hoosiers, growing our state, and creating jobs. As Lieutenant Governor, she oversees a portfolio that includes the Indiana State Department of Agriculture, Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority, Office of Community and Rural Affairs, and Indiana Destination Development Corporation. In addition, she also serves as President of the Indiana Senate, Chair of the Indiana Women's Suffrage Centennial Commission, Chair of the Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Task Force, Chair of the Indiana 2020 Census Committee, and oversees the Next Level Veterans Initiative and the Next Level Connections Initiative. So needless to say, she's not busy at all. Please join me in welcoming Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch.
Good morning. All right, thank you. It is such an honor, such a privilege to be here in Granger and St. Joe County. And I want to first start by acknowledging our partners in the Indiana General Assembly who are here today. They have really been diligent and very responsive in terms of giving Indiana all of the above options in developing sustainable, renewable, safe energy, and we thank them for that. You know, here in Indiana, we celebrate the risk takers that blaze a trail for others. We embrace the American dream, and we know that through hard work, our dreams can become a reality. And we see the evidence of that reality in the explosive growth going on all over Indiana, but particularly with this project. And to me, this project symbolizes a couple things. God has given us the gift of life, and God has granted us the stewardship of this earth we inhabit. So it's incumbent upon us to seek ways in which we can live together in a healthier, safer, more sustainable, renewable environment. And that's what that project represents to me. But in addition to that, it's also important that we have all the above options so that we become less dependent on foreign countries for our energy sources. And that's what this project represents to me. But I think more than anything, this project speaks to the partnership and the collaboration that makes these kinds of things happen. The ability of Indiana Michigan Power and the University of Notre Dame to form that kind of partnership makes great things happen. And it reminds me of what Helen Keller said. She said that alone we can achieve so little, but together we can achieve so much. And that is what today's celebration is about. Our achieving so much in moving Indiana forward, in making us a safer, healthier, more sustainable state, and protecting our earth for future generations. So it's an honor to be here, to be able to celebrate with you, and I say God bless Indiana. So thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. And now, to discuss why this solar project is important to Indiana and provide you with some facts about it, I'm excited to introduce President and Chief Operating Officer for Indiana Michigan Power and my boss, Toby Thomas.
Thank you, Katie. And again, I appreciate everybody being here. I'm thrilled to be here with you. What you see here today is part of we're building our future. As Lieutenant Governor says, we have a clear all-the-above approach. Lisa talked about we are transforming how we do what we do to be able to serve our states, our communities, and our customers in a sustainable way. So we talked about the 16,000 megawatts over the coming years that AEP is going to be putting in that. We are part of that, right? The operating companies like Indiana Michigan Power are the ones that actually put those assets into place to serve customers. So what we have here today is a 20 megawatt solar facility. So at peak output, this facility will put out 20 megawatts, and this is our fifth and largest solar facility to date. And then what does that mean? That means this facility will generate enough clean energy to power on average 2,700 homes. So that's significant from our perspective. And when you look at what's the equipment look like, there are about 58,000 solar panels that are out here. And what does that mean? That's enough to cover about 30 football fields. So when you try to put it to scale, that's what we have out there today. It has tracking devices that track the sun to maximize the energy output. And then from an environmental perspective, one of the things we're excited about, the output of this facility will basically save or keep 13,000 tons of carbon dioxide from going into the atmosphere when you compare that to other sources. And that's the equivalent of not driving about 30 million miles or taking 2,600 cars off the road. So again, these projects, as we move along, are making a difference in not only providing safe and reliable energy to our customers, but doing it in a very sustainable way. We first announced this project in 2019, and we were ready to start construction in early 2020, and we all know there was a little bit of a change in early 2020. But I really want to thank the I&M team and the White Construction team for coming together, basically being able to safely construct this facility and make it work and make it work well on time and on budget, even through a global pandemic. So I want to thank the teams for being able to do that. In total, there are about 100 workers that worked on this farm, about 75,000 hours to bring this to life. And I do really want to thank Father Jenkins and the Notre Dame team for our partnership here. They were, again, the first customer that's partnered with us on this facility. It's been a very collaborative effort, and I really want to thank them for basically their commitment to environmental stewardship and for being a great partner, being easy to work with. And Notre Dame will be taking about 40% of the will take 40% of the renewable energy attributes from this farm. And that will help our customer meet their sustainability goals and help all customers basically be more sustainable as we move forward. And we're still in the early stages of putting together our renewable plan that Lisa talked about. And this farm here, one of the things you see, also brings economic development opportunities to this region. Because as we work with customers, we have economic development professionals, we work with the local professionals, whether it's at the city level, the county level, the state level. A lot of the individuals that are interested in coming to this area, they want to know basically, do you have a workforce? What's the price of energy? And do you have sustainable energy? And so this is a clear part of that as we make yet another step towards our transition. And there's a few other things I wanted to share as part of that. Other initiatives we have, we're transitioning streetlights to LEDs. Brightens our communities, makes it safer, a better place to be. We encourage energy efficiency, so we want to use the product wisely. So over the last 5 years, our energy efficiency programs and working with customers have saved over 722 million kilowatt hours over the last 5 years. And what does that mean? That's the equivalent of enough energy for 61,000 homes on average. So again, working to be very sustainable, not only in how we produce the product, but how we use the product. And finally, we hear a lot about electric vehicles. We do have a pilot program here in the state where we have incentives to help customers put in the charging infrastructure that they need in their home or their business. And then we also have special electric rates to be able to that are cheaper to allow those customers to charge those electric vehicles off-peak or at night. Then finally, in 2020, more than 85% of our energy came from emissions-free resources. So we talked about an all-the-above approach. We have now 5 solar farms. We have 3 wind farms in Indiana. We have 6 hydroelectric facilities along the St. Joe River. We have our Cook nuclear plant that's located in Michigan, but it serves a significant portion of our customers in Indiana. And then we also have a coal plant in southern Indiana in Rockport, and all those together help us keep safe, reliable, environmentally responsible energy flowing to our customers each and every day. So we really feel good about where we are. This is a step in the right direction. We're being very thoughtful, very deliberate, engaging our stakeholders to be able to get to where we need to go to a more sustainable future. And we just know there are countless opportunities to be able to build this future in a very sustainable way that helps all stakeholders at all levels. And so now I want to invite guests to come up. We're going to officially flip the switch here to bring this facility online. So I'd like Lisa, if you come up, Father Jenkins, Lieutenant Governor. And I will say we will do a countdown here, so just be patient with me, please, as we get folks staged. Okay, everybody want to count down with me? We're going to start the countdown at 5, all right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smile with your eyes. Good. Thank you, everybody. Very much appreciated. Thank you.
Right from behind, yeah. Thanks so much. Great to be with you. Thanks for the leadership. Thank you for this is where you want to do next. You're fantastic. You're fantastic.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us today to commemorate the St. Joseph Solar Farm. We are excited to celebrate that emission-free power that is already flowing from those panels. Once the world is less impacted by COVID-19, we do plan on doing tours. We'll do them for community organizations, community leaders, local residents. So if you know anyone that's interested, let us know, and we will make sure to get you more information as we finalize our plans. A big thank you also to all of our participants and speakers. And I would like to give a special thanks to Shanae Garrett, Marcy Grossman, and all of our team who put this event together. It was a lot of time and effort, so thank you guys for that. And now we're going to be moving on to the Q&A portion of this. To all of our elected officials in the audience, we do plan to do a group photo after the Q&A. So if you would like to be a part, we'd love to have you as part of the group photo. Please stick around. And then for anybody else that will not be part of the photo, any of our guests, please begin safely exiting the tent due to our social distancing protocols. So with that, for any members of the media that would like to ask any questions, we do have a microphone over here in the middle of the tent. So if you do have any questions, you're welcome to come and ask those there. And then after the event, we also will have some people available for interviews if you would like.